Welcome to Bits and Pieces Quilting. Today I need your advice, so please stay tuned. Hi, I'm Michelle and this is Bits and Pieces Quilting, and today I need your advice. For my longtime and dedicated viewers, you know that I sew normally on a Juki TL-2010Q, and I love it. I love my machine. It featured in my top 5 expensive quilt accessories that I can't live without, and I've had it for probably close to 10 years. It's a fabulous machine. It's a semi-industrial straight stitch only, but it does the two things that I want to do. It pieces with a straight stitch and it free motion quilts, and it does both of those things beautifully. I am not a fancy sewist. I don't do buttonholes. I don't do alphabets. I don't need 100 stitches. I only need my machine to do those two things. And the Juki delivers. But, and here's where I need your advice. A few weeks ago, I was happily sewing away. And you know how you sew a little and reposition your fabric and sew a little more and reposition and sew a little more. And I was carrying on like that when all of a sudden the machine just stopped. It didn't make any clunking noises. It didn't make any gurgling noises. There was no bunching of fabric. There was no nesting of threads. There was no drama. It just stopped. And for the life of me, I couldn't get it to go again. The light was still on, but there was nobody home. It was incredibly frustrating. And normally Jason is brilliant at problem solving these kinds of things, but even he had no luck at all. So I packed her up, took her to Matthew, who is my trusted sewing technician, and Matthew looked at it. And after about 3 weeks, because Matthew's really busy, because Matthew's really good, after about 3 weeks, she came back with the message that he could not fix her. I thought, oh no, he suspected that it's the circuit board because the light is on, power seems to be getting to all the places that need power, but nothing is connecting and working. And so the scissor cutter feature isn't working, and neither is the needle up down function. So he suspects it's the circuit board. Problem is, he doesn't work for or isn't part of an authorized Juki dealer or representative, so he can't get the part to fix it. So what do I do now? So I called around the city, and I live in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, the nation's capital. We're a city of about 1.2 million people, maybe. There's a good number of quilting and fabric stores around the city. So I called around, and the closest I could find were some lovely people at one of the shops in town who had experience with Jukis. But they have been trying to get in touch with a distributor of parts to see if A, they can access the parts, and then to get me a rough price estimate. Because what I need to understand is the balance between repairing my Juki, which I so desperately want to do, or buying a new machine. But I need to understand what part is broken, about how much that part is, about how many hours it will take the average technician to install that part, and what the labor costs are. Because there's a threshold over which, do you invest in a 10-year-old machine or do you buy something new? And like I said, I so desperately want to fix it. But I've been trying for a couple of weeks now to get an answer to those two questions. If it's the circuit board, how much is the part, and about what would be the labor cost to install it? And I have had no luck whatsoever. Like I said, some lovely people at one of the local sewing shops have been trying to get in touch with a Juki dealer to source part costs and then to confirm whether they can get the parts in the first place. And they helped me determine that it's either the circuit board, the motor, or the foot pedal. But I think I've ruled out the foot pedal because I was able to get the bobbin winder to work for about 3 to 5 seconds, but then it stopped as well. And so we really do think it's the circuit board. So this is sort of my long and complicated tale of woe, but I don't know what to do. and I'm really seeking your advice. So, we have been able to, thanks to the power of the internet, thank you, Google, find out that there is a company in the United States that does sell the circuit boards. They run at about $325 US, roughly. And then when you add in the Canadian exchange rate, friends, wow. So the part is pushing for maybe even $450 Canadian. And that's before I pay a technician to diagnose the problem, to order the part, to spend the time to reinstall the part. So I don't know what the labor costs are going to be, but at $400 to $450 for the parts already, I really do think that I'm looking at a new machine. So what do I do for a new machine? Do I buy the exact same machine again? Oh, wait. And I should also say, I've looked outside the city as well, because Montreal is historically a significant fabric and garment city. So there's loads and loads of that kind of industry in Montreal. So I've been looking for shops or distributors in Montreal even. It's a 2-hour drive, so I'd have to factor that into the equation as well. Do I pay for the part? Do I pay for the labor? Do I spend my time and energy to drive 2 hours to drop off the machine and then drive home and then drive another 2 hours to pick it back up and then drive home again? So that all factors into it. So I have tried. There is also a company out in Winnipeg that deals with Jukis, but I'd have to ship the machine to them. And one of the reasons I love my machine is that it's all metal. And so I don't even want to estimate the cost of shipping. And I'd have to pay to ship it there, and I'd have to pay to ship it back. So I've been considering all of these options. And so now I'm at a turning point to decide, do I still pursue trying to repair my beloved machine, or do I buy a new machine? And if I buy a new machine, what machine do I buy? I would love a Juki TL-2010Q again, but if I have this much trouble trying to repair it now, and I buy a new machine and in a year or 2 or 3 or 5 it has problems, do I then go through this whole cycle again to struggle for a repair? Or do I go with another brand? And if I go with another brand, what machine do I go with? So those lovely people at the quilt shop I was telling you about earlier, they sell brother and baby lock. And so they recommend, because of course they have a recommendation, they recommend the brother, I'll look up the name exactly, but it's the 1600 something PQS, something like that. The brother 1600. It's really similar. I've looked it up. I've watched some reviews on YouTube. I've looked up the specifications. It seems incredibly similar to the Juki. But the Juki has a very, very passionate fan club and fan base online. It's easy to find 100 people that love the Juki. The brother doesn't seem to have the same fan base, and I'm not entirely sure why. So I want to keep investigating, and I will absolutely go to the shop and give it a try. But I'm really, really interested in your advice, your suggestions, your recommendations, knowing what I want to do. I love the Juki for its power, its all metal construction, its speed, its simplicity. Those are the things I want in my new machine. So what should I do? I would love your advice. Please leave that down below in the comments. I'm really interested in tapping into this fabulous community of experienced sewists and quilters to get your input. It's a dilemma. It explains why I haven't put out a whole lot of video over the last couple of weeks, because I'm back to my very ancient Husqvarna, which is a little unstable. But it was great for paper piecing. If you saw my beautiful lion I made a few weeks ago, and I'm cutting out projects and getting things lined up. So I am working on some content, but I've hardly been able to sew. But I did go visit mom, so there's a couple of videos with mom coming up, so that's going to be exciting. So that explains some of my absence, some of why there hasn't been a lot of videos, and I'm still in the middle of this dilemma. So If you have any advice, I'd love to hear it. Thank you very much for your ongoing support. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks so much for making Bits and Pieces quilting exactly what it is. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to make the most of those fabric bits and pieces.